Well, we had a good productive weekend. We got the most part of the farrowing pen here done, and we're going to put a gate. This obviously is why it's sitting there. There's going to be a 4-foot gate here to let the girls out of the farrowing pen when it's time, and this will all be electric that comes down through here and goes down and around and ties into the bottom paddock, and it'll encompass all of this. And there are storms coming, so that was thunder, and if it continues, I'm getting inside. So that we're going to put a gate there, but we got almost all of it done, and then ran into we ran out of panels is what we did, so I had to run over and get a few more panels, and we actually stopped right there, if you can see. And then by the time I ran over and got more panels and got back and got them unloaded, it was time for me to get my chores for the evening done. So we just, and it was so hot, oh my gosh, it was so hot and humid yesterday, it was ridiculous. And it's pretty humid today, but at least there's a good breeze. But we will go ahead and finish this out tomorrow evening. It won't take us long to do it. Drive a couple more posts and that's done. So these fence clips, I don't know if you guys have seen these. These are by Lockjaws, is the brand. And you know, the old kind that you just, they're kind of flexible metal that you have to twist on and twist on. So with using these panels, it's hard with a fence tool because you got limited space to do it with. These are made of spring steel, and they kind of snap right back. Now this is going to be a better example here for you because it's tied in a little tighter, but you just flip it on there. You don't even need a tool. Just flip it on. Now a couple of them, because this is a very heavy thickness or a very heavy gauge on the panels, we had to use a tool just to push it on there, not so much to twist it or anything. But on something like typical field fence, like your 2x4 welded wire, these, or even heck, even freaking barbed wire for that matter, would work great. This would work fast because you're not sitting there trying to fight it and twist it and get it all on there real good. It's just hook it, bring it around, snap it on, and it's done. So these will definitely be a mainstay on our farm. Lockjaws, look them up. They also make fence insulators, and the electric fence insulators will fit all the way around a T-post, almost 360-degree fit, so it's not just one way. They'll fit just about any direction on a T-post. So anything that makes the work a little more efficient and a little more smoother, work smarter, not harder, okay? It's, at my age, trust me, you want to work smarter. I've done all that hard work. I want to work smarter. But we'll get this finished up hopefully tomorrow evening, and then get the farrowing pens or farrowing huts built. And I hope to get the girls moved down here this week, one evening this week. If not one evening this week, then definitely by this weekend they got to get their big old butts over here. And then Pee-wee, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this section out right here, take this panel, this whole section comes out, that back panel comes off, that back panel gets pushed down to the existing electric fence on this side of it, and then that's a big pig running fast. Then we'll run a panel across here and separate this side from the rest of this, because I want to incorporate this into their farrowing pen, and I also want to open that up down there. So from here up will be for the top paddock, from here down will be into the farrowing pen, and then from the farrowing pen into the bottom paddock. And Pee-wee, of course, we'll have to separate him out. That's what we're going to do. So we're going to separate him out from that end, get the girls moved down there, then we'll move him up in here with Boris. All right, this is the where we had the pigs wintered at this year, and we planted a whole bunch of squash and all different kinds of squash and some pumpkins and stuff in here. And man, this stuff took off. So good fertile ground. Glad to see this coming. I don't hear anything about the grass because it's finally starting to rain, and the grass come up and got ahead of me, and I'm not worried about mowing it now because it's getting ready to rain again. We got the canopy on the tractor Saturday. Was able to get that on. We rotated the tires, got the wheels set out wider, give it a good wider stance, front and back. And in this part of West Virginia, you really want that. Typically anything flat around here was made that way by a man. Because other than that, it's always rolling. It's a hill, it's an incline, it's a decline, it's whatever. But when you're brush hogging or cutting hay or doing any kind of work like that, and you're going out across the side of a hill, you want that wider stance. It gives you that increased stability and safety. So the Delaware broilers, I have to say this because this is just part of what we're doing here. So this is a decent breed, good size, good egg layers, but they are not feed efficient. They are not feed efficient at all. These birds, for their size, hey, I know she's the one who's been pecking at my eggs there. I'm going to kick her butt. So for their size and their egg production, they're great, but they are severely feed inefficient. I mean, yesterday I put probably 15 pounds of feed in this thing. There's less than 10. And I'm not exaggerating here. And well, I got 2 roosters and I think maybe 12 hens, 10 or 12 hens. And they tear the feed up. And I mean, that's good quality feed. There's 18% protein in there. There's 16% layer crumble. And I've even got some field peas and stuff in there, some extra nutrition, and some black sunflower seeds. And there's even dried black soldier fly larvae in there. They are just not a feed efficient bird. At least they haven't been for us. Now these rollaway boxes, you have to watch, and I'm gonna have to put a board across the bottom of these because these buttholes get under here and they peck up through these grooves and peck holes in the eggs and sit there and eat the eggs from underneath. As you can see, prime example. Because they cannot reach them from inside. So I have a couple of them that are pretty proliferative egg eaters, so I'll put an end to that. So most days I end up with about 10. Oh, you little daggone you. Intermission. Butthole bird. They can't reach the eggs from the inside, but they can get them from the underneath. So I'm gonna have to put a board across there to block that. So yeah, I do have a couple proliferative egg eaters, but I usually average about 10 eggs out of them each day. So now that being said about the Delaware broilers, the American breasts are definitely much more feed efficient. So while these guys will be included in our breeding program to start, if at any point they become, or what we end up with has the feed efficiency that these guys do, or feed inefficiency I should say, then we'll eliminate them from our breeding program all the way around. Because we've had Freedom Rangers, we've had Red Stars, Buff Orpington, Rhode Island Reds, Barred Rocks, Black Australorps. We've had a whole variety of chickens, and these guys right here, the Delaware broilers, are by far the most feed inefficient. All right, now as I finish collecting my eggs, I hate that. I really don't. I don't like an egg eater. But given the opportunity, they will. All of them will. You drop an egg, they'll mob it, and that's pretty much any group of chickens that I've experienced. But like I said, I have to just put a board underneath of that and block them from getting in up underneath of it like that. So American breasts are definitely going to be I think my choice between the two. I really like these birds. They're good feed efficiency. They're decent egg layers, and they look really good. So the Delaware broiler may make a one-time appearance in our breeding program. We'll just have to see what we end up with, because we've got such a variety that we're going to include in it to see what we can get out of it. But as far as that goes, the fruit trees are doing really good. The garden's doing really good. Berry bed. I even got grapes coming on my grape arbor now. So it's finally getting to be that hot, humid summer. And I love summer. I love the growing season. I love this time of year. I hate the humidity. And unfortunately, it's like a tropical rainforest here through the summer. So, and that's because we have such dense vegetation and dense forest here. It just kind of settles in here, and that's what you deal with. Anyways, that's why you'll see me always keeping my bald head covered when it's freaking hot out here, because number one, I don't want sunburnt. Number two, I've always got sweat running down my eyes, down in my beard, and making me itch and stuff. So get used to that for this, at least during this time of year. Again, hopefully drillers will be here this week. I can't tell you how excited I am about that. I'll just reiterate that. I'm very excited about that. And as soon as they get here and get set up and start working and stuff, I'll get some video of that for you guys. But I'm going to cut it short because the dark clouds are rolling in. I've still got a couple more things to do, and I got some errands to run for the evening. So as always, stay prepared, stay free. God bless y'all.